This is a bit strange because this is not live, but we've got a video and I'm not used to doing it this way. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Darker Days Radio. This is going to be possibly the first actual play of the year we're going to do. Unsure of the release schedules at the moment, as we're recording tomorrow as well. But hello, welcome to the actual play. I'm David. I'm going to be the storyteller for today. I'm joined by Chig.
Howdy.
Crystal.
Hello.
And someone who's not been around for a while, but it's good to have back. Pete.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. So yeah, this is my first game of the year. And we're delving into a game that as soon as I heard about it, I've wanted to play. I know Crystal has been wanting to play this for some time as well. And Chig got quite excited when we talked about it as well. And this is Big Strong Hand. Not big. I keep wanting to call it big. This is Good Strong Hands by Nerdburger Games. And if that name sounds familiar, or makes you think of certain bells and things, it might lean and come from a well-known, wonderful movie from the 80s that we all loved dearly, The Never-Ending Story. This is pretty much, concept-wise, Never-Ending Story-esque role-playing. Cautionary tales, though, to start with. We are a horror RPG podcast, and we will be leaning into horror elements during this game. We have gone through lines and veils beforehand. We have systems in place that if people are uncomfortable, we will stop and move on. And if you are listening to this, whether it's on the video or on the podcast, if things do get too much for you, do take a break. Make yourself comfortable. Games are meant to be enjoyed, not feared. So please bear that in mind. So that's my very quick introduction on that one. Good Strong Hands. Though we are going to lean into the horror aspect of the game, it is actually a very, very wonderfully simple, brilliant game that can be run with children. There are sections in the rulebook which you can find up on DriveThruRPG for not very much money, which go into how you can run this game for children. Because this is a one-shot and we're horror, I'm leaning quite heavily into the horror, but it is quite a nice, happy, fancy, go-lucky RPG to some extent. So it is multi-use, multi-scale, multi-ability, user-friendly, and all that wonderful stuff. So, to put us in the mood, I'm going to read, if I can find it on my tablet has decided to do something weird. So I don't have the rule book at the moment. Where is it? To set the scene, I'm going to read a little bit from the rule book about Reverie, the world of Reverie, where we shall be setting the game. But my tablet has decided to turn itself off. Chat amongst yourselves while I find this bit that I wanted to read. Here we go. Okay.
We're back.
So we are back. I've got my tablet. The world is a wheel, and a wheel that doesn't spin takes you nowhere. Brownie proverb. Many ages have passed in the land of Reverie. Kingdoms rose and fell. Folk came to power and lost that power. Populations swelled, moved, changed, and settled into familiar realms. Scholars have long believed Reverie is a world of cycles. These cycles are seen in the rise and fall of kingdoms, in the migrations of animals, in the change of seasons, in the growth of populations, and their eventual demise. Reverie is a world of cycles. It is true. And an important cycle is about to begin again. Many important events mark Reverie's history, but no event is more important, more world-shaking than the arrival of the void. This faceless, malevolent force is entropy and destruction incarnate. Once every few centuries, it rises, threatening to destroy Reverie. The void constantly creeps at the edge. It is a slithering, nasty void, and it reaches out, straining to touch every part of the world. Its tendrils have once again started to eat away at the edges of Reverie, and if the void wins, it will consume this world. It will turn trees to ash, it will render mountains to swamps. It will snuff out all light and bring only itself, only nothingness, to the whole of creation. Reverie begins a new cycle. It is one where the void will either consume and destroy, or one where it will be stopped by heroes like you. And so that is the world of Reverie. And that is where our plucky heroes will venture. Game-wise, that's all the lore that we get. One of the concepts and one of the things why it is, I think, a very good game for younger children is, as you play, we are going to build this world around us. There is no lore, there is no history, there is no ongoing story drama. We're going to have some fun and create a world as we go. But to create that world, we need some players in that world. We need some heroes. So we're going to build some characters. I think some of you have already built characters, and some of you haven't. Chig spent 2 minutes building a character because that's about as long as it takes. But so what we'll do, in this game there are 12 playbooks that are available. They're available, I think all of the playbooks are available for free.
They're on DriveThruRPG for free, I believe.
Yes. So
as well as on nerdburgergames.com.
Yeah.
Or,
So
.com. Whatever his website is. If I butchered that, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Google Nerdburger RPG or Nerdburger Games.
It's .com.
Is
It'd
it
be real
.com?
weird
Okay,
if it was
good.
a .gov.
Good. But yeah, so they're all there for free. There's 12 of them, and they're quite stereotypical fantasy tropes, I suppose. So we've had a discussion. People have chosen what tropes they want, what playbooks they want to do. So we'll go through quickly. What playbooks have people chosen? We'll go on my screen. We'll go with Crystal. Crystal.
I have chosen to play a red cap. Red caps are short, fighty fairies who are continuously trying to prove themselves worthy through their friendship and loyalty with their group.
Cool. Sorry, my laptop just. I will apologise to anybody listening or watching. I'm in Mexico. I have bad internet. If this all goes a bit weird, I'm sorry. Next up, we'll do Pete last because Pete's is a bit special. So Crystal is a red cap, a native of Reverie. Chig.
I'm playing the Animant playbook. An animant is a inanimate object that has been granted life through some means. Could be magic, could be they just built a really cool robot and it became alive. But my character was not born, they did not have parents, they did not have family. They were just created someday. And then at perhaps some later point, they became self-aware.
I'm a little bit worried about how well this is recording at the moment. My internet keeps
I got
freezing.
your back up right here, don't worry.
Yeah, my laptop keeps freezing. I'm hearing you, but the screen is freezing. Anyway, carrying on. So Pete, you are not playing a native of Reverie, are you?
No, I'm not. No, I'm playing a human. So, hailing from Earth, you come to Reverie by some magical means. You may or may not be able to return. The folk of Reverie alternately consider you a curiosity and something to be feared. So that's a hoot.
Cool. Cool. Brilliant. Exciting. So we will come to why the human is in Reverie in a minute. So there's to create the characters, you basically get 9 points. and you have to split them up between your 4 traits. And the traits are, if I can remember off the top of my head without looking at a character sheet, heart, charm, something and something.
Body and mind.
Body and
Body and mind.
And surprise, surprise, these kind of mean exactly what you think they're going to mean. So body is all your strengthy stuff, mind is all your thinky stuff, charm is how well you can speak to people, and heart is kind of how well you deal with other people.
Heart is how you summon Captain Planet.
Heart is also what you do for magic. So yes, you can summon Captain Planet.
Nice.
You have to have a value between 1 and 4 in all of your stats. 4 obviously is good. 1 is at least you've got a heart.
It's in there somewhere.
So divvy up between 1 to 4 points, and you've got 9 points to spend. 9? That's 5. You've got 9 points to spend between those. So if you want to be fighty, go into body. If you want to be magic-y, Jack Sparrow, I don't know, go into heart. And then you've got your usual other things on there. You've got character's name and appearance. You need to pick 2 fears. These are things, obviously, that you are scared of, and kind of make you worried a little bit. And then we've got anchors. You've got to pick 3 anchors. Now, this is not necessarily what you would think of as in World of Darkness and Chronicles of Darkness anchors. It's not humans that tie you to things. It's things that tie you to wanting to make the world safe. If that makes sense. So it's kind of more of an overarching emotional thing. It can be people. It can be like, I want to save the world because my family lives here and I live here, so I want to save it. Or it can be, well, it's pretty cool. It's got like trees and things, and trees are good. If you were playing a Stonekin, it's like, it's got all the stones in it. If there was no stones, then I'd be sad, and these good strong hands wouldn't be able to do anything. Flashback. So you need to pick 3 things that kind of make you connected to the world, and these will come up hopefully in the story.
Do you reckon you should do fears first, then anchors, or anchors first, then fears?
You can do either way.
Okay.
Either way. So these are the bit. This is the only bit which really requires any thinking in character creation. Is thinking of your fears and your anchors. Because then I'm going to flip character creation on its head and do something that is not the norm in the book. Because we're playing a one-shot and I want to make some fun. So have you got any ideas about your anchors and your fears, anybody? Or shall we come to those as we come to them through the game?
So
I mean-
I have some anchors.
Oh, cool.
Go for it.
Okay, so my 3 anchors are protective because I watched my parents protect those that they loved, and so I decided to follow in their footsteps. Strong, and then stubborn.
A pixie creature, fey creature, stubborn? Never.
Never.
Don't know what world you're talking about here. Okay.
And then one fear that I have is anything with more than 4 legs.
Valid. Very valid.
I haven't figured out the second one yet, but
I'm trying to do that thing where you've got the small X on like an ad screen to try and close something. It's not an ad screen, but I'm just trying to close something and it's really small. There we go. Right. Anybody else?
So my character is not very smart, but he is very proud. So one of his anchors is he is boastful. He likes to tell stories about himself and how amazing he is.
Cool. Do you have any? Do you have a fear yet?
I do have a fear because he's made of metal. He is afraid of water. He doesn't want to rust.
Very valid. Very valid.
All right.
And
All right. So an idea that I have sort of bouncing around my head, and this can be vetoed. I like the idea that my character when he was from Earth, but he was a raver or in some way involved in sort of EDM. I'm sort of have this idea floating around that he was a DJ, and he's had sort of one massive night, and then he's ended up in the world of reverie. So I'm thinking anchors, like he may almost be like his anchor is literally the beat. So I'm thinking he may have almost like a small drum, like he's still kind of
yeah,
that sort
works.
of idea. Does that go with anyone? Does that rub anybody the wrong way or?
Fine by me.
No.
Alright,
That's
cool.
fine.
Cool.
Mm.
And is there a fear? At least one fear.
I was actually thinking about that. Yeah. So fear. I guess it would be a fear of. Okay. So, I suppose it would be a fear of. Okay. I'm gonna say the dawn because that means the party's over. If that makes sense.
Okay.
I'm seeing a
yeah.
grin from Dave. So
That's the
Or is that
time
a
when
bit
you
too
realize
broad?
everything's about to probably hurt.
yeah. What do you
Yeah,
reckon?
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
or
that
is that a
I
bit
works.
like
too
it.
broad? All right,
I
cool.
like it.
And while we're on this kind of building the story of the character, there is one thing we do need to get from the human, which is how did you come to Reverie? Because you're not a native. Reverie is a dream world. Why and how are you here?
That's an
Is
interesting
it something that he
question.
has to know?
Maybe it's something we can explore as we
Yeah,
go
yeah,
through
that's what
the
I was
story.
thinking because I kind of like the idea that no, he just had like one massive night and kind of woke up here.
And is
And-
yet to
And that
realize
was
whether it's
7
and he's-
years ago.
No, entirely. That it may well again. Who knows how long he's been here,
yeah, cool.
and it could well be something like that. Like this could just be this is a incredibly intricate acid flashback, and an incredibly interesting acid trip. I don't know. I have read about some people. I think there was a celebrity. Like there was a comedian who talked about taking a lot of a certain substance, and then he goes, "No, I have memories of 7 months when I lived underwater with a mer woman. She was my girlfriend. We were there for about 7 months, and yeah, it's all complete in my head. It could be like that, like the
Yeah.
7 months I spent living underwater. So
This is all a dream to you. It's all good.
yeah, potentially.
Cool. Okay. Next things we need to do. You've got 4 specialities. Everyone should have 4 specialities. Pick 2 of them.
Got it.
Yep, got
should be
it.
nice and simple. You should then have,
Got it.
and we'll come across those. We'll come across those, and you can describe them when we get into the game and the story. Then you have some talents. One of them is already chosen for you. That should be the black one, which is already coloured in with the black spot. Because we're kind of the way I'm going to do character creation, we're going to ramp the character creation up to bad levels of you've been around for quite some time and the void is actually quite far on. You're going to get 2 extra talents. So choose 2 of the talents. Some of them will have a keyword magic next to them. Obviously, this is a magical talent. Magic is not the all-encompassing D&D throwing fireballs and summoning demon kind of magic. It's low-level magic. It's weird stuff. It's things. It generally connects to a realm. It will say it next to it. But if you want to do magic, it's a heart roll. We'll come to magic if you actually want to do a magical spell in the game, because there's no list of spells in this thing. But if you've got something which has magic on it, you'll be rolling a heart roll for it instead. And anything with an A next to it, it's an active talent. You need to spend an action to do it. That's the only time actions appear in the game in the rule book. Like, yes.
No, because you opened up a whole bunch of stuff for me, and I love it because the red cap stuff is off the hook. Oh my god!
All of the once you start adding in extra talents, the whole thing goes mental. It starts really kind of ramping up quite quickly. So once you've chosen that, this is where we're going to get a little bit different. So the void in the world wants to corrupt everything and everyone, and it whispers in the back of everybody's mind. And it's trying to tempt people to its ways, to join its forces, to destroy everything. And being the heroes that you are, you've drawn its attention stronger than most. And there are corruptions that come from this the little voice, this little thing in your ear going, "Come, destroy the world." And so they show as physical corruptions, so your body physically changes, but they also give you powers. And you'll notice on your sheets you have 3 corruptions. Pick 2 of them and think of ways that might change your body. In the normal game, you would probably choose 1, maybe none, depending upon who you're playing with and what story you want to run. You gain corruption as the stories go through and the void whispers in your ear later. But we're going to start with 2. Because I like to mess with people. And you'll notice that you get quite powerful abilities with the corruptions as well. So I think that other than... Oh, no, there is one more thing we need to do. You've got skill, spirit, and... Shadow. Please permanently colour in 5 of them in each. Not permanently, because you'll need to remove some from places. Permanently colour in at least 5 of your shadow. They're permanently coloured in. And then just kind of, I don't know, however you want to show it, colour in 5 of the other ones. They will change as we go through the game. You'll get to spend skill points and things as we go.
Okay, so you want to permanently shaded in 5 shadow, but skill and spirit?
You'll shade in 5, but they will go up and down throughout the game.
Okay, sure. All right, but shadow's always at 5, right?
Shadow is going to be 5, and that will increase throughout the game.
But skill and spirit are shaded in as 5 also, but they'll go up and down as the game goes.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Skill is like the resource you spend to get rerolls and make things better. So
that makes sense.
And if you look at some of your talents and stuff, it'll say spend 1 or +1, -1 or something like that to the specific talent they want you to do. And that's character creation. That's it.
That's cool. I just need to come up with some more anchors and some more one more fear, I guess.
Those can be built as you get to know the character and we start going through.
You want to build that a bit more? Okay, sure.
I suppose the most important thing is, what are your characters called? Who are they? Do they have names? Or are they just like random things that exist in this world for no reason?
Well, my character has a name.
So, Pete, you said you've got a name?
Jacoby.
Jacoby, okay.
That's his I see that as being his that is his DJ name when he's spinning the decks.
Cool.
I haven't seen a deck in a long time, but anyway.
Well, you're about to meet a red cap. They have a very interesting head.
Hi.
So what is that red cap's name?
So her name is Pip. She is pretty small. If you're pretty clever about it, you're fairly certain her full name is Pipsqueak, but she only goes by Pip. Um, and so she wears these black and red tinted clothing, and the top of her head is like a cap with black with red spots, and on her skin, and these are how the corruptions manifest on her. You can see that she has what looks like to be flame scars all up and down her arms, and then like there's one where it's like creeping up her shoulder. And any characters that have been around me know that they actually grow when I use certain powers, so they cover more and more of my body.
How small is a red cap? Like, are they small person sized? Are they, tiny?
They're not tiny. I would say she is probably about 3.5 feet.
Okay.
Smaller than a dwarf.
Yeah.
Definitely. And our robot?
No, not a robot. My name is Dax, and I'm an axe. Dax is a hand axe, like you would use for chopping wood out at the stump out back.
I very nearly thought you were going to say house then.
No, I did not make another house. He is about a foot long, which is to our metric listeners. Look it up. A third of a meter, I think.
Yeah, it's about 33 centimeters.
That one. He has a very sharp head, and he has a fine oak handle. Please note the pattern in the handle. His corruption shows in he's becoming a little jagged at the edge, and he has a spike on the back of his axe head. He's becoming a little more warlike than he would like. And that's Dax. And he talks like this because he's just a simple country axe.
Brilliant. I knew inviting you to a game where we can create the world as we go would be a great idea.
Fantastic.
Right. I'm sorry, just trying to find I think I've gone past the story we're going to read. So.
And I believe his second fear is blood.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Mine second fear is heights.
Makes sense.
I don't think you got to worry about that down there.
So, nearly at the beginning of the story. There we go. So we have our heroes, our three intrepid denizens of reverie, who have somehow come together and have met each other. Throughout the past, you've worked together for some reason, and you all know each other. We'll build that story as we come through the play through, as to maybe work out why you all know each other or do things. As I say, we build things as we go along. So one of the good things about this story, this book, the rule book, is that it's kind of it just says like there's no world, just go off and fight the void. How do we do that? So it then gives you a load of examples of how to build stories, and it gives you a load of example stories. And we're actually going to play one of the stories in the book. I'm hoping Crystal has not read this. But
if I have, it's a good chance I have forgotten.
That's all right. I'm going to we'll slightly tweak it as we go along anyway, and we'll see where you guys take it. So we are playing one of the stories in the book. But we'll start as we go along. You three have wandered into a small encampment just off the edge of some woods. There is a few. It's a traveller's encampment. They're people who will just kind of wander around, tinkers and things, selling their wares. And you're just looking for a place to stay for the night. A nice warm fire, some food, a drink. You've been travelling for some time. However, as you sit down to share a cup with the locals, an elderly person comes up to you, sits next to you, and goes, "You be heroes. Soon things will change, and you have been chosen to help. I see the void has called you. I see the marks on you. You are stronger, I feel, than the last hero. I
Well,
think
there's 3 of us, so that would make us stronger than one hero, I imagine.
Oh, the last hero had some companions too. Little good it did them.
These aren't my companions, these are my friends. But we'll try to do some good for you if that's what you're asking for. My name is Dax, and what is your name?
Names are of no importance here. What is of blah, blah, blah. What is of import is the future.
Okay, I'm gonna call you Mary. That's a good name.
If it pleases you.
Dax will slowly nod his head back and forth. I reckon that'll do. So tell me about this future problem you got, Mary.
It's not me who has the problem. The whole of Reverie has the problem. Soon,
Oh, one of them.
the beast will rise. The fetid, rotten beast will rise again. The last great hero slayed the beast. Now it is your turn.
Well, I reckon that a slain beast is gonna be easier than a live one. So, yeah,
They didn't do a good job if he woke back up.
The beast
you know,
is
you're
not
right.
dead.
Maybe they don't know what slain means. Do you know what slain is, Mary?
Is it Slade or Slew? I never got that one right.
I think slew is just a lot of something.
A whole slew of things, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
There's a whole slew of questions and not listening. And she does weird eyes at you.
Sometimes I wish I had eyes so I could do weird eyes. But mostly I don't.
I
They seem kind of.
I can draw some on for you if you want.
No, they seem real creepy.
Maybe you can draw them some ears so they can listen better as well.
Like Jacoby,
Wait.
he's got red eyes. That can't
Wait.
be normal, right?
I was gonna say,
Mm.
Jacoby, didn't you tell us about something like googly eyes?
Yeah, googly eyes. That was
Yeah,
the thing.
like
you'd stick them on stuff. I haven't got any. It was a thing that was funny for a little while. I had googly eyes on my record crate. I missed my record crate. That was cool.
I could have googly eyes and they could bounce up and down.
Yeah. That was a thing. That was 100% a thing. Was
Then
the
you could
90s.
roll them all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Wee.
That and toilet paper. I miss toilet paper.
I don't understand the toilet paper thing. Like, that's
It's
just
okay.
an obsession that's weird.
I've tried to
Just-
explain this to you on multiple occasions. It's all right. Anyway,
Do you
Mary,
mean
which I'm sure is not your
leaf?
name, but we let Dax go on a tangent. What? I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I have forgotten. Yes, yes.
Something about some beast.
The beast. The beast.
Oh.
Some
yes,
beast.
the beast.
Someone
The beast,
That
someone slew a
happens a
beast, and now the
lot.
beast is back.
the beast is dead.
Ugh.
The beast is not dead. That's it. Yes. Okay. Cool. Yes, the beast is not. It's physically slain, but its soul still remains. And as the void creeps and grows and gains power, the beast will rise again. The hero from before did not manage to slay the soul, only the physical body. I am hoping the three of you can control the beast, or destroy the beast, infuse it with the goodness that is reverie rather than the corruption that is the void. The choice is yours as to how to deal with it, but the future is very much in your hands, because the beast is large.
Miss, I don't have hands. I'm just an axe. Do you see?
Metaphorical. Metaphorical.
It's a metaphor.
Oh, one.
We've
Yeah,
talked
I
about this
remember
before,
them. I'm
Jeff.
sorry.
We've talked about this.
Yeah.
Dax,
Yeah.
on many
I am a
occasions.
Yeah, I know.
I talk in riddles and rhymes, and if you don't understand them, that's not my fault.
That ain't a riddle. A riddle begins along the lines of what's the difference between. That's a riddle.
Yeah.
You just talk. So you want us to go fight this monster? Do you know where it is?
It is in the world scar.
Okay. So
This-
like a dead tree or
No, I think it's a scratch in the earth, isn't it?
I will let you decide how much
I
about
didn't
the
even
world
know
scar
the
you
earth
know
got
and
itchy.
what it is.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. So this is something that we're building. Okay.
Oh neat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got a name. It gives you the name. It does give you a bit of an idea of what it is, but I want you to decide what the world scar is, and what the beast is, and why it's in the world scar. Do you know?
So the world scar is was a like an elf forest, like the big ancient trees that had the elven villages up in the branches. But then the corruption came and all the trees got sick. So they're still there, but they're not vibrant and green or anything anymore.
Ooh.
They're just kind of gray and falling apart. And what does Crystal have?
Ooh. And the beast is actually the poison from the sap of the trees. So the trees actually keep producing its own beast.
That's cool.
Cool. That makes
I like
things
that.
certainly very interesting going forward.
That's nice. I like that.
Cool. And so, Mary, not Mary, explains this to you. Is it? Have you heard of the world scar before? I'm gonna guess maybe yes to some extent because you are heroes and you have fought the void. But do you know of it? Are you shocked by this revelation?
I thought that the world scar was clear on the other side of the Purple Mountains. So I'm a bit surprised. Are there two world scars? Is this the one
No,
that's a
no.
cave?
No, you're thinking of what is it? The Eternal Darkness Caves. I think that's the one that you're thinking of.
You know, you're probably right, because that's where the dark goblins come from, and that
And
makes sense.
yeah,
as you're
and
having this conversation, Mary just turns around to Chakotay. I'm going to call
Ray
you
turned around,
Chakotay.
are there any other heroes around here that we could get? These
Um,
three are not good.
He goes, you look like you need I don't know, you a pick me up. And she hands you a
Please
small
don't
bag.
pick me up. I float. I appreciate it, but
No, she doesn't go to you.
I-
She's going to
Jacoby.
Chikobi.
Kirby, yeah.
I keep wanting to say Chakotay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You are
Wrong
gonna be Chakotay. Wrong
franchise.
Chikobi. And he goes,
Yeah.
looks like you need a little either pick me up or something to help you deal with these two. And she hands you a small bag of that contains nondescript edible things.
Nice.
She's a fantasy pusher.
Yeah.
first
Awesome.
hit's free, Jacoby. But after that, you're going to pay.
Oh, okay. So what? She hands. But it's some kind of edible, is it?
Yeah, basically.
It's gone. I ate it.
Oh no. All right, Jacoby.
Mm.
How far, like, Jacoby? How long have you been with us?
Oh. I lost count after about, I think, what felt like day 7.
Have you ever
That's- that
heard
was a
of the
while ago.
World Scar?
Oh, sounds like a cool club that was in Amsterdam. I have no idea.
Okay.
Why would a hamster need a dam?
That's a very good question.
Ampster, amp, AMP.
It's in the
Ah.
Netherlands. It's in the Netherlands. My good friend, the talking accents are okay.
The Netherlands, like under,
Yeah.
like nether, like
Like underwear?
Yes, that's it. Fuck's sakes. How long should this take to kick in?
I
say to
think it's
Mary.
already working.
Yeah.
I got a contact high.
so. Okay, so the World Scar has been around since, like, even my parents talked about it, and like nobody really remembers exactly how it got there. So yeah,
I'm
like,
pretty sure it grew. Pretty
Or-
sure.
or it just, well, it probably didn't grow because it's a scar. Got to keep scratching at that to form a scar. So
I mean, not everybody can have the perfect complexion of me. I understand. But I reckon, as an axe, I know about these things. Scars come from getting cut up. So perhaps something got cut in the world what made this scar. But yeah, it's probably been around for a while now. I guess someone should go look at it. Jacoby?
how old are you, Dax?
Well, my first memory was in the 4th Goblin Dwarf War. I won't tell you which side I was on. It was not by my choice. I want to make this clear. My first memory was cutting the head of one of the other side, right in his beard, right in his face. And there was so much blood, and it was very unpleasant. And I got stuck in him for I don't know how long, but I was alone in the dark for I don't know. It could have been years. But finally, when you found me down in that cave and pulled me out, and I appreciate that very much, Pip, I gotta say. the war been over for, I don't know, 200-300 years.
Oh,
So
so you are not worldly either.
I guess I'm pretty old, but
Yeah,
don't
you
have
are.
a lot of experience.
You are pretty old, but experience-wise, definitely the younger out of all of us. I.
Now, Pip, is that any way to talk to your elders?
Really? Fine then. Age before beauty.
Thank you. And Dax will bob along toward the world scar, where he assumes the world scar is. Whatever way Mary was pointing previously, it could be the complete opposite direction. He has no idea.
Yeah.
So as we're walking, I'm gonna fill Jacoby in just a little bit on like what I remember my parents telling me about the world scar and like some of the
Okay.
other like folk stuff so that he's not so lost when it comes to this whole thing. As far as the beast, I would say that my guess is that the beast was actually slain many years ago, and it's taken a while to form, so she might not even have any information on that existing at all.
Now, are we sure she said beast and not bees? Because if there's a big old hive of angry bees in here, I'm going to have to ask the two of you to stick back, because they will stab you with their butt.
They have 6 legs. No problem. You can swat at the bees all you want. I ain't
Go at it,
touching
mate.
them.
How
Go
do
at
you
it,
know
my
how
friend.
many legs a bee has? When did you get close enough to count?
I've seen a picture. I've seen video. I'm not going to explain to you what video
Oh,
is.
like a drawing? Okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's like a drawing.
It's a weird curiosity based out of fear.
Like how I like to go near fires. I
Doesn't
understand.
make sense.
They
Well,
could
that's
burn me.
I mean, that's why we hang out.
Yeah.
I can light things on fire.
Mm.
I know it's one of
Mm.
your better traits.
Dax, you don't like being wielded, do you? You kind of wield yourself.
No, I just float. I don't have legs. I don't have wheels, and it's real weird that it's come up twice today.
No, I mean, like if someone
But-
picks you up and swings you, being when
Oh
you're
no,
wielded.
I get motion sick real bad.
That makes a lot of sense. All right, no one's wielding Dax today.
Oh,
Fair enough.
quick question. Out of character. Dax's
Uh-huh.
pronouns.
I think Dax is he, him.
Okay.
That's just because, he was a goblin axe. I mean, could have been a dwarf axe, who knows? He was definitely a goblin axe that they stole from some farm somewhere to use in their little fight, because goblins have no industry and can't produce anything
This is
worth
true.
having. So they think of him as a weapon, and weapons are
Okay.
generally masculine.
Gotcha. And Jacoby's pronouns?
He's a bloke, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
And Pip.
No, makes sense.
Pip is she, her.
Okay,
Yeah, cool.
making sure.
Okay.
Back to the action.
Mary
sorry.
has given up and left.
Oh, we walked away.
Yeah, we started talking. We might have actually done like the whole get up and follow her out. And like do the awkward like, oh, goodbye, and then like just follow each other like for quite some time. And
She occasionally turns around and goes,
we're going on your quest.
"You don't need to follow me. Just like
We're just coincidentally going in the same direction. When you get where you're going, we'll keep going, because that's where the world scar is, I'm sure, right?
You walk in front of me, then. I don't need
Wait,
to hear this.
Do you have a
whatever
map?
this
Because
is.
that would make it much easier.
Do I have a
Maps
what?
are
Sorry.
good. A map.
Oh, do you have one of those cool quest items for us that'll help us in our greatest time of need?
What do I look like to you? Some kind of
Soothsayer?
Helpful?
Yes.
Say some truth.
Well,
yes,
not to be
but
too blunt, but I was gonna go with withered crone.
Why, thank you.
Is that
Yes.
Is that offensive? Oh, good. It's not offensive. Okay, good. I was worried.
You are now very blunt. That's very true. You are useless at cutting things.
I am sharp as an axe.
She hands Pip a stone.
Ooh.
Might need to sharpen this one up.
Oh, is it a whetstone?
Not yet, but if you spit on it.
That's not what a whetstone. Well, I kind of, but not really. Yeah. Anyway,
I'm gonna make us do our first roll because I think it's about time that we see whether the drugs kick in or
Oh,
not.
there's a game in this game? Oh,
Nice.
yeah, good plan.
Oh no! We're
Yay,
just gonna sit here and have a
drugs!
conversation for 3 hours, and the world is then gonna die.
Yep, sounds good.
Yeah. So let's have our first roll and see how the drugs are affecting our human, who may or may not have had these before. Make me a mind roll, please.
Okay, so and that is so I take this. So my mind, I have a mind of 2.
So you take
So I take
2 dice. You roll
Yep.
them, and this works. The game works on target numbers. It's kind of a little bit similar to the Year Zero engine.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's actually probably closer to Warhammer Wrath and Glory. Gives you a
Alright.
target number, get at least 1 success, if not more.
Okay, so and what is my mind of? Okay, so the mind of 2 is the number of dice I roll.
Yes, and I'm going to give you the target number of 5. It's usually
So
4,
anything-
5, or 6. You need
Yeah.
1 success,
Yep.
and then you can tell me how the drugs are affecting you. If you get no successes, I get to have fun.
All right, cool. And so anything over a 5 is a success.
Yeah.
I have 1 success. I rolled a 6.
You have 1 success. So, let me make sure that I get this correct. I'll bring the rule book up. There are 3 forms of dice: success or failure. So if you get no successes, you get a failure and a complication. If you get 1 success, you get to mark 1 spirit. So you get to succeed, and you get a bonus spirit.
So my
If you
spirit,
get-
which was at 5, is now at 6.
So no,
Yes,
on your
blanked it
character
out.
sheet. Yeah, so that now becomes 6. Yes, sorry.
Oh, cool, sweet.
And the other one is if you get 2 or more successes, you get You get a success with a boon, but you also
Nice.
mark a shadow. So the void hears your success, and you start to get more corrupted. So
Okay.
you don't want to be too successful, otherwise bad things might happen. But yeah, so the drugs have kicked in a little bit. How are they feeling? What
Pretty-
are the effects of this drug?
Pretty good, pretty mellow. My vision's getting a little bit slightly blurry. The ability to focus close up has probably gone away, but long range is good. I'm feeling quite mellow, which is nice.
So nothing
So
too overt.
no longer
bad,
quite
then.
no longer quite bothered by the fact that I'm friends with a walking axe and a red cat. I'm walking through a dark forest in some kind of
you were adopted by us.
We rescued you from a
You did.
river.
We
That
were
makes sense.
We're-
born to the reverie. You were merely adopted by it.
Thank you,
We-
Bane.
we were like,
Bane
ooh,
voice 'cause I'm all-
ooh, it's a human. Ours,
Ooh.
yoink, dibs.
Now, Pip was going to eat you.
Lick
but
him, lick him. Because
I
when I
do
lick it,
not
it's
eat.
mine.
Mm.
How many
Or
times
have a
has Pip
tummy.
licked the human? Or is that something that we don't go
She's-
into?
Well,
She did
I sort of
CW for
thing
that
is,
as well.
I see that Jacoby's got like long sleeve tattoos, and there's like candy down one of them. And so she was
I-
like licking the. It
I
doesn't
would
taste like
say
candy.
when they first started, it was like she would just try and he would catch her because she's not very subtle.
Yeah.
And now it's just kind of like a joke between them.
Sorry, I'm going to forget this at some point, but I keep muting my mic. So, cool.
Okay.
So yeah, you are walking towards the world scar,
Cool.
which we have decided is a forest, a decrepit, burnt
I
down.
think we've decided it's like the biggest, oldest tree in the forest, and the corruption that it has been emanating has caused the entirety of the forest to kind of get gray and gross, and like
Mm-hmm.
the cobwebs hanging between the trees or whatever from the bugs that live in that
Cool.
weave the webs.
For convenience sake, fast travel exists in this world. Welcome to the world of computer RPG meets tabletop RPG.
We haven't found the fast travel point that we're going to, so we can't travel there quickly. We can come home fast, but getting there we gotta trudge.
What really sucks in this game is that there is no save point because we're always around enemies.
Dude.
I'm also kind of expecting at some point during this long walk that Jacoby is just going to grab Dax and go, "Look, here's the fast travel."
Yeah. Always encumbered because I'm carrying you losers. Anyway.
We weigh like 30
Oof.
pounds total.
No, we just have to walk slower because I don't want to be picked up. Because heights.
Oh God, yes. So we've got a floating axe that is highly intelligent, a really small redcap that can't walk very quickly, and a very stoned human. There is definitely fast travel going on right now because we don't have 3 months to travel.
This is true.
We just amble.
Yeah.
So screen wipe and we arrive at
The world scar.
This is not Lord of the Rings RPG. It's not all about the walk, which they could have just taken a boat to get to if they'd have thought about it.
Shh, we're not getting into that right now.
So, you have spent a undefined period of time getting to the world scar. You slowly you come to a rise up a hill, and you crest the rise, and in front of you is the desolation of the world scar. It is, as you have been led to believe, a forest that is decaying and dying, and in the center you can see the big old tree. There's something strange about the tree. It's not as you have been told. It is not dead in the way that you would expect it to be dead. It is not split. It is not decaying. There's something lifelike about it. You've heard of, obviously, the beast, which seems to be the nectar of the tree. The not amber. Maple syrup?
sap.
Sap, that's
Sap.
the word.
Sap.
Maple syrup. The beast is maple syrup. We've gone to Canada.
We're in Canada.
Blame Canada. So, the tree is kind of pulsating somewhat. This is what you
I am
see.
an expert on trees, and I can tell y'all that that is not normal behavior for an oak. Maybe a pine. Definitely, yeah, if that were a fir, I'd expect that kind of pulsation. But for an oak, no, I don't reckon that's normal. Jacoby, how do trees normally pulsate where you're from?
They generally don't.
At all?
At all.
Well, that must make them real easy to chop down.
I suppose so.
So
Pip?
Dex, where do you ever like? Have you ever chopped down a tree like this?
I mean, I chopped down a couple trees in my day. Sure. What kind of axe would I be if I ain't never chopped down a tree? Um, like this one? This one's a big tree. It might take me two, maybe 5 minutes to cut through that one. Yeah, that's a big one. I assume that it is, wide. Like it would take
Yeah,
the
it's.
the two of them with their arms around it could, or with their arms like linked together, could not wrap around the base
Are we talking
of
about
this tree.
Chikobe and Pip? Because that
Yeah, yeah,
definitely.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I don't even think they
It's-
could do that on a normal tree.
Uh,
Pip has very small. Pip, remember, has very small arms.
She's 3 feet tall. She's 3 feet wide if she extends her arms. Um,
Yeah, it's like that big stereotypical massive old
Sure.
oak
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
thing. It's like 10 feet round or something silly like that.
it's like an ultra redwood. It's a world tree from Rifts. It would
Yeah.
there's no way that I can just chop it down in 5 minutes.
No,
That
No.
is
but you believe that you
braggadocious.
can.
Oh yeah. Dax
Mm.
Dax also has a high assessment of his self worth and a really poor grasp of how long things take. So he doesn't need to sleep or anything like that. So yeah,
Cool.
Okay.
maybe 5 minutes.
Can we look around and see if there's anything like any sort of water source?
Oh,
You
that's a good
certainly
idea.
can.
We always got to be on the lookout for water.
Always need
Because
water.
if there's a corrupted water source, we may be able to follow it and see where the corruption's coming from too. All right, I'm gonna look around and see if there's any water,
Cool.
like a river or stream or something like that.
Yep, cool. Wonderful thing about this game is it has no such thing as observation or anything like that.
It's undermined.
Yeah.
It could be undermined, but my way of usually doing these kind of things is how long are you going to spend looking?
I mean, if they're going to be standing around looking at the tree for a while, I'm probably going to get bored and be like, nope, I need to go do something. And so I'm going to try to find some water. I will probably look around for a minimum of an hour or until they call me back.
Cool. Make me a mind roll. Target number 4.
Okay. So 4 or higher?
Yep. If you'd have spent 5 minutes, it would have been a target number 6.
Oh, well, yeah. I got 2 successes. I got 2 4s.
Cool. So you've got 2 successes, which gives you a boon, which can give you some more information, which I'll give
Sweet.
you in a minute. Or you can choose the boon you want. But you also mark 1 shadow. The void knows you are looking for it. It is aware of you.
I wondered about that on the character sheet.
Yep. So
Where
once
do I
you
mark boons?
so no
You
boon is
it
just kind of
happens
like
immediately.
a bonus that
Oh,
you'll get from
okay.
it. So like
Gotcha.
I will give you more information than you'd have got from 1 success, basically.
Okay, cool.
I'll give you some information. You ask me a question, and I'll expand on it.
Cool.
But yeah, so for the shadow thing, you have 5 points of shadow. Crystal now has 4 points left. As soon as that is full, you gain your last corruption skill, and then if it fills up again, and then you wipe it down to the 5, and then when it fills up again, you have been lost to the void. And basically, you're dead. You are the evil one. You are no longer the hero. You are the evil's hero. So,
the
All
good one.
right.
so as I said, rolling well gets you good things, but also the voice whispers in your ear. Pip hears, "The water is this way. It leads you to the forest. It leads you to the center. It leads you to your fate."
Okay.
So that's what the voice said. The void tells you as you see it. But basically, from your walking around, you can see that everything is kind of leading in through the dead forest in towards the tree, in towards the center of the tree. You can see that that's basically where it's all emanating from.
Okay. As soon as I find the water source, I'm gonna follow it away from the tree just to see how far it goes. Like, does it go out of the forest and further upstream to like a settlement, or?
You follow the water source. It's a small stream. The first thing that you come across is a small stream, and it leads out of the forest for quite some way. It's odd in the fact that just by looking at it, you've been around the world, you've seen things before, you know how rivers and streams should behave, and when they go downhill, the water should go downhill and should move away from the hill and the source of what they're coming from. This one's going the other way. So the water is flowing the wrong way. It is flowing towards the forest, as if something is sucking it along.
Okay.
You can't see a village in the distance or anywhere, not within an hour's walk at least.
Okay. And then so one of my talents is survivor, and I picked forest. But I want to know like more about like animals in the area and plants, other than the trees. So mushrooms and ferns and all of those like smaller underbrush plants that make a healthy forest.
Was this one of your specialities or a talent?
It's talent.
Does it require you to do anything like spend skill points or spirit point or soul points or whatever they're called? I forgot what they're called now. Spirit?
No, it does not. It is the talent that is inherent in red caps.
Oh yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah, so yeah, that one usually doesn't cost you anything and can do some cool things. So you there is something that you notice instantaneously. There is no sounds of nature. Even the stream that you are stood next to doesn't make a sound. There are no sounds of birds. There are no sounds of rustling.
Your
Nothing.
cattle are safe.
Oh no, that's not good. Okay. As soon as I get to a point where I'm like, I can't go any further without like spending an entire day to travel, I'm gonna head back to where they are, except for I'm gonna be like hyper vigilant. Because if there are no sounds to warn me that something's sneaking up on me, I'm not gonna know until it happens. So, yeah, I'm gonna be like hyper vigilant.
Yeah, very good. Well, Pip is off with the nature. What are our axe and human up to?
Oh wow. I'm probably gonna wander a bit closer to this tree. I imagine what I was given has probably started to wear off.
After a
what's
few
the-
days or weeks or however
Yeah,
long
I
it is
don't
that
know.
we've travelled, then I would hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. Oh well, she gave me a bag of them, didn't she? So I was probably still, you know, having a bit more of them as we went along. They'd probably
Just
run out by then.
microdose so it lasts longer.
Hmm?
You just
You
got to
know,
microdose and it'll last you longer.
You remember everything I tell you, which is always funny.
It's
Giving
one
you
of
an
the
Pay
talents.
attention.
Hmm?
One of my talents is noticing things.
That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. All right. So we've probably well, we know Pip's gone off to do whatever Pip does. So I suppose we would wander a bit closer to the tree. Like, so
I
you think,
reckon that she's
Mhm.
probably using the bathroom because she does that like at least once every 2 or 3 days. And I don't get it. I don't know what y'all do in there. I don't see the appeal. It smells horrible, first of all. I don't know why you'd want to go in there, but whatever you guys like to do, more power to you. I'm here to empower your decisions. So we're getting pretty close to that tree, huh?
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
I have a question.
Yep.
Mhm.
How does Dax smell?
Wonderful.
How does he? How do they know that bathrooms smell?
How does he see? He doesn't have any eyes.
How many eyes? He's an animated.
He's an
like,
axe.
He's an axe.
I
I-
assume it's just like the whole like he's a sentient axe. Like there's like something inherent about the magic where he just has senses. No
Yeah, I stopped
organs to
asking.
actually make them work, but he has
stopped asking.
senses.
I
stopped
am a
asking those questions a very
sensual
long time.
being.
He has feelings too.
Oh, poor Dax. Okay, cool. So, Dax and Jacoby are walking through into the forest and heading towards the big tree, which is, we'll say, 2 or 3 miles, because we all know what a mile is here, which is maybe
Yeah, no, no.
5 kilometers for the international community. I get very
Yeesh.
confused here because some of it's metric, some of it's not, and I don't know. It's like England. We just do whatever we want.
2 or 3 miles is approximately 14 hogsheads, I believe, is the conversion.
7 cows.
Hmm.
Cool. Yeah. So you come to the edge of the forest, and something creepy about the feeling of walking closer and closer to it. That little echoey voice that's always in the back of your head that kind of feels like nothingness, but there's like a voice, but it doesn't say anything and it's empty, is getting stronger as you get there. And we shall hear what that voice says in about 10 minutes, because comfort break time.
Get out of my
Yay.
head, intrusive thoughts.
Yes, we shall work out how Dax has intrusive thoughts, as we've discovered that they can, soon. So we'll be back in 10 minutes or so, 5-10 minutes, for a comfort break. Bye.
Sounds good.
And we're back. I hope everybody's still in the right place. Yes, everybody's still in the right place. It worked. Cool. Brilliant. I'm clever. I know what I'm doing.
Dude.
Strong work.
So we left it as our friendly, plucky axe, who may or may not have had habits with goblins, and our human, who is experiencing the world for the first time. Decided they want to go into a forest that is not creepy at all, and they have a creepy voice that may or may not be saying things of nothingness in their heads. What is the voice? So as you get closer to the forest, as we've already heard, Pip learned some things from the voice. What is the voice telling you to? What is the void whispering to you as you get closer and closer to the forest?
Blood. They're both full of blood. They have too much. They're not even using all of it. All it would take is one quick stroke. And all of that blood could be feeding the forest. We're so hungry. Dax, feed us.
I think that's what Dax hears.
We'll come to how Dax feels about that in a second. But so, Jacoby, what is the voice saying to you?
How dark can I go?
Until
Well, I just
someone...
said that I should cut your guys' heads off and feed the forest with it. So that's the low bar.
We're rated 18 plus, so I think you're good.
Yeah,
And we can do
until
content
someone
warnings
says,
for
"Please don't,"
everything.
I think is the point.
Yeah. We can also put content warnings on there. So.
All right, here we go. Jack, you're in the ICU. You've had a very, very large overdose. You just need to wake up.
It's all a dream.
That's what he hears.
Cool. So we'll come to how Chikobe feels about those whispers in a second.
Yeah.
Dax, how do you feel about being told to take the blood?
Dax is not a fan of blood. It's gross. It smells like copper. It's very sticky when it gets on him, and it's probably going to cause him to rust. So he is not a fan of the advice he's getting from this intrusive thought. He's probably not going to just go crazy and himself murder everybody around here. Probably.
You know, hopefully not, but to check that, please make me a heart roll.
A heart roll. Hey, I have that skill.
So you'll be rolling the number of, whatever your score is in number of dice, and it's going to be a target number of 5.
I got 1 success.
Okay. You fight off the voice for the moment. It is creeping you out a lot, but it does not affect you much. Well, Chikobe, how does that affect you? How does that comment make you? Let's do Vampire the Masquerade. How does it make you feel?
That's not true. I'm fine. This is
That's
what
impossible.
happened. You know, this is a long and extended hallucination. I'm perfectly fine. I'm gonna wake up and everything will be fine. You know, if when I do wake up, it'll all be there won't be any kind of bill to pay or any kind of consequence to my actions. This is just a really awesome and extended trip.
Let's see how well you actually believe that. Make me a heart roll, please. Target number 5.
I do have a speciality in bluffing and lying. Does that include myself?
I will let you roll with the. Okay, so in this game there is advantage and disadvantage.
Hey!
Advantage gives you 1 extra dice. Disadvantage removes a dice. You can roll with advantage. You are trying to
what am I
bluff to
rolling?
yourself.
What am I rolling? Would that be charm?
Heart.
Heart. All right, I'm rolling heart. So 3 dice. Lucky me.
And get at least 1 5.
Nothing.
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 So a failure implies a complication. Things get harder for you. And for the simple part here, please take 1 shadow. And as you have both had this conversation in your head and gone yeah at it, Pip turns up. So Pip has returned from their adventure down the stream, and as you return, you start to walk into the forest. You get the feeling that that's where you need to be going. Now, even though there's no sound around you,
Do we still make a sound moving through the forest?
yes, you still make the sound moving through the
Okay.
forest. It's not that creepy just yet. You do have the feeling that you're not alone.
Okay. Hey
Pip,
guys.
you're back.
Yeah. So, funny thing. This forest has like a river, like a stream. However, it flows backwards from what it should be doing. It's getting pulled into the forest when it should be
Really?
going the other way.
No, that does make sense. Trees do need water to grow, so it does make sense that they would, drink the water in. I think that's how forests work in general.
So trees can just pick up water as it flows by. It doesn't actually pull the water to it. water just kind of seeps in through the ground.
Well, you are our forest expert, but I'm pretty sure that they drink it in. And I've seen you drink
Well,
water too. And
They
you
do
pick
drink it
up your
in.
glass and you just
Yeah.
pour it in your mouth hole.
Yes. Yes, I do pour it into my mouth hole. It's going the wrong way.
Oh, is it going in the nose hole? 'Cause that happened that one time, and I thought you was gonna die.
Yes. Think of the forest as the nose hole. And
Oh,
the
that's
water
not
is going
good.
into the nose hole.
That's not good at all.
And it should not be doing that.
Jacoby, do you ever get water in your nose hole
Every so often,
and it's bad?
it's
Is
not
that
good.
right?
I try to just put water down the water hole.
Okay, that makes
I'm
sense.
trying to explain how drowning is for you. It's like when you get a raindrop on your blade. Yeah, like
No.
our drowning is not good. Kind of like rust on you is not good.
Well, that's the worst thing ever.
I mean, drowning is pretty permanent when it happens. So, okay. Also, there are no animals at all in here. There's no bugs. There's no sound. There's no like rustling of leaves, except for what we make.
Why are you in my forest?
What was that?
Someone just yelled at us.
The yelling?
Um, I think it asked what we were
Alright.
doing in the forest.
We're looking for a scar. Have you seen it? Hello?
Dax,
Yeah.
we're in the scar.
Oh, well, I guess we found it. Okay, well. Thank you for your help, mysterious voice. We're good. How are you?
Leave.
No, I'm afraid all your leaves have done fell off. This is a bare tree.
Yeah.
I'm doing creepy voices, so there's also creepy, weird noises happening in my apartment building at the moment
Oh.
as well.
Well, okay, there you go.
I'm
Some of the-
leaving. Bye. I think it's just my heating is making weird noises.
Oh, water in the pipes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
It's a
Euphemism.
poltergeist, honest. It's just water in the pipes.
It's water in the pipes.
So as you hear this voice, it's coming from all around you. There's no specific direction.
Mm-hmm.
And there are those of you that has eyes and the one that doesn't, you get the sense of things of misty
Watercolor
shapes every now and then appearing at the side of your vision, and when you turn to look at them, they're not there.
Oh, I hate this. I hate this.
Now, Pip, you done said there weren't no bugs, so it can't be that bad. Tina, get out of the way.
A cat.
There's no
Tina has
bugs,
come to
but there
save
are
us all.
cats.
I can light them on fire.
You can light a voice on fire?
Oh. So if you had eye holes, you'd be seeing like things kind of going in like
Oh,
the
no, I
the
done seen 'em.
peripherals.
I done seen
Okay.
'em.
Um.
Can we hear? Okay, so. Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, that's just general.
yeah.
That's not game stuff.
Never mind. I
Okay.
was like, oh, that's okay. I'm gonna go find what's going on there. And you're like, fair enough.
If I turned and look, do I see anything?
Nope. It's you only catch it out of the corner of your vision. If you look for it, you can't see it.
It's like floaters.
Oh, those are the worst.
I have those.
I have them too.
Far too
Yeah.
many of them.
All right. I am going to stand away from the group just a little bit, and I am going to plant my feet, and I am going to close my eyes, and I'm going to see if I can listen for things moving.
Make me a body roll, please. Target number 4.
All right. Two successes.
So obviously, this will give you bonus. You'll get a boon from this success, but it'll also give you a shadow. So you have a choice. You can take the shadow, obviously, which moves your shadow track up to getting more corruption.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can spend 1 spirit to knock it down to 1 success. You don't get the bonus, you don't get the boon, but you also don't get the shadow.
Can I ask a mechanics question?
Yep.
Is this an effect of a talent or corruption?
No.
No? Okay. I will... Let's see here. Sure, I'll spend a spirit.
Cool. So spend a spirit. You just get 1 success. You don't get to get any extra knowledge. There are still no sounds. No matter how hard you try, you still can't hear anything. In fact, almost the harder you try to hear something, the less you hear.
It goes from no sound to negative sound.
Okay. If that's the case, then I'm gonna like march around really loudly, like pounding my feet, yelling, "Hey, spirits, ghosts, void, whatever you are, fight me!"
Okay then.
And in front
No.
of you,
Oh,
as you
no.
do this, appears a large object, creature, I suppose, person,
Okay.
thing. It forms out of the mist. It is 12 foot, 13 foot tall. As it solidifies, you recognize it as one of the Stone King. It is a 12 foot.
Oh, that's not good.
You come to the realm. The void controls here. Are you ready to deal with me?
Dude, you fell to the void? That's so sad.
Everyone falls eventually.
Not me.
That's not
I'm
what your
young and
body
immortal.
shows.
Give me one
Now,
second while I
I'm just
find
a
their character
simple
sheet.
axe, but
Yeah,
even I
absolutely.
know you shouldn't comment on a lady's body like that. So, sir, I'm afraid we're about to have some words. They will not be pleasant.
Your blade holds no fear for me. I am stone. You will just blunt yourself.
Yeah, well, guess we're gonna have to see how that goes for you.
We will do when I can load up the playbook. 1 second.
No worries.
All right. Talk amongst yourselves.
So, what brings you to the forest on this wonderful day? Oh, the Stonekin playbook has a kitty. He's holding a kitty. Oh.
Yeah, I saw that. It was super cute.
Okay, cool. So, combat. It's a thing in this game, but it's also not a thing in this game. The way it works is you describe to me what you want to do. You make the roll. I describe how that ends up happening. There is no me, you. There's no initiative. You choose between yourself who goes first, who goes next, blah, blah, blah. It's very much built on the storytelling aspect of the combat rather than the mechanics of the combat. So if you want to punch the thing with your fists, you will roll body, and I will tell you that, well done, you've broken your fist, or something like that. Or you failed badly, so it picked you up and threw you against a tree. So it's very much more leans into the storytelling aspect of combat rather than I rolled 1d4 plus 6 and got a 2. Pip and everybody, there is a Stonekin, a 12-foot tall stone person in front of you. This one does not have a kitty. This one has a very raspy voice. He is quite clearly about to try and take a swing at you.
Yep.
Or stand on you because it's probably easier for him to stand on you.
There.
I mean, he can try. I can't actually be knocked down or moved if I don't want to be. So, he could try. I'm going to definitely be that Lego that he steps on, though. And
yeah, so
I'm also going.
So in that case, what we'll do? He is trying to stand on you.
Okay.
How do you react to the standing? What are you going to do with that? Small child, I shall squish you.
Okay. I am going to slide behind him and turn around and try to punch him behind the knee.
Okay, so make me a body roll, please.
Cool. Can I light my fists on fire?
I mean, technically, anybody can always do that.
I have the talent Fire and Fist.
Yeah, if you spend whatever it is that you need to spend to do that.
I don't need to do anything to spend it. It's a talent.
No, it's magic, which is a heart check.
Oh, okay. A check, a heart. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a heart check, but it doesn't cost you any skill points or anything to do.
Okay. I just need to get one success, or
you can create fire in your hands. You can throw it with a body check. Okay, so yeah, magic is a little bit strange in this game.
Okay.
You roll heart to see if it works, and then with this it says you then do a body check and you can throw fire at people.
Yep.
So make me the heart check to see if the fire works, and then make me a body roll to see if it does anything to 12-foot rock.
I got 3 successes.
On the heart.
Goodness.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, cool. You do get that shadow this time.
cool.
And you do get the boon. You'll get the boon, which you can then use to get an advantage on your body check. So have advantage on your body check.
So
also-
what does advantage mean in this system?
1 extra dice.
Sweet. One success
On what number?
on a 6.
Okay. You blow his kneecap out from
All right.
behind.
Nice.
And he starts to tumble sideways. Small creature. I am but the first.
Yeah, she don't like it when you call her that.
Dude, do you want us to help you? Because, like, we can totally just take you over to the river and, like, leave you on the bottom.
He tumbles sideways and shatters on the ground.
I don't think we can carry him to the river. He's probably very heavy.
Damn,
Well-
Pit.
And I don't have arms.
No. He answered my call to fight. He was screwing around us.
So you just flat out just punched him
Fuck yeah.
to nothing.
I punched him in the knee. I was hoping to just kind of knock him over and have a talk with him.
Very
Yeah.
few talks begin with punches to the knee. This is your lesson for the day.
I'll let you handle the next one.
Okay, I promise I will not punch it in the knee.
Okay.
I do not have fists.
GM. Quick question. What is the Stonekin equivalent of blood?
What do you want it to be?
I would assume that I
Magma.
kind of want it to be that, but I would assume it would be like whatever like rainwater it had absorbed or anything like that. Like, because it looks like they like can grow like lichen and stuff like that, which means that they'd be holding some sort of water.
Yeah. Cool. That's
Okay.
As
So
it shatters on the ground, you start to see this lichen-infested water seep away back into
Cool.
the ground, but it also
Nope.
turns to mist.
Okay, before it starts to seep totally in the ground, I go over if there's any other foes in this area. Okay. There's nothing that can see us. Dang it, I can't go do the cool thing. Okay, never mind.
Well, describe the cool thing. Do the cool thing.
Okay, well, I mean, I have to spend a spirit to do it. So,
Do the cool thing.
okay.
We'll never not do the cool thing.
So she takes her hat off and she goes over and dips it into the blood of the Stonekin and then puts it back on her head and lets it like drip down on her, like full on warrior style. And if there are any other foes that witness this, they flee. One foe of my choice, if I could see anything, but there's nothing. So,
Well, the presence that you have been feeling lessens when you do this.
oh, okay, cool. So yeah, now I have blood dripping down, me all over, which is like water and lichen and
Got
mist.
green goop running down the face.
yup.
There is no way that is sanitary. You need a bath.
Not right now. All my enemies fear me now.
True.
Oh, yeah, 'cause you're gross.
Well, yeah, to protect you guys. Like,
It is a sacrifice you have made. Your cleanliness and your not gross utility, and I, for one, appreciate it. But you do need a bath.
When we're done, get a bath when we're done.
That's
Because
a
by
good
the time,
thing.
but by the end, you might have blood on you too, and we'll have to give you a bath.
I will not have blood on me. That is disgusting. Vibrates in the air. Shivers.
Which is the next can. All right. Anyway, so moving along.
Yep.
Let's go see this. Let's go see this world scar properly.
Okay. Do we have any ideas on what to do?
Let's go get
I'm
closer
going
to
to
this
chop
tree.
down the tree.
That seems like an idea.
Oh, it
The
seems like
best idea I've had all day.
Let's do
Can
it.
you all of you make me a mind roll, please?
Yep.
Absolutely not.
Target number 4.
Oh,
Target number 4.
goodness.
Okay.
Nothing.
Woo! I got a 1.
0.
So we've got Pip gets 1 success, Jacoby gets 0 successes, Dax gets 1 success.
Oh no, Dax rolled a 1 on his 1 mind die. He got nothing.
Oh, okay.
He is not right.
So Pip remembers something the old lady, the Mary not Mary, said.
Yeah.
About this. She said 2 things that might be clues to how to end this. One is to defeat the hero, who may have fallen to the void, who fought the beast last time, and the other one was to infuse the beast with the heart of reverie.
Is that the stone that we have?
I'm going to... We'll come to that as and when we come to that. However, I'm going to say because the other 2 have no memory, which actually fits quite well with
Yeah.
both of them.
A little bit.
The next... We need to think of some form of complication that arose because you can't remember anything.
Individual complications, or one for one for both of us.
The individual complications.
I think.
Maybe the next mind roll you'll make will be at a disadvantage. I think that's the easiest thing that we can do.
I was just going to say we could be distracted, so whatever comes up next gets us by surprise.
Which gives you a disadvantage on the next roll.
Yeah, because we're not really being quiet. Like,
God, no.
No, we're not. Very much not.
What are you talking about? I'm a stealth axe.
Yeah, stealth axe.
The trees are not watching you with caution at all. So, as you move forward, obviously, Pip, you remember this. The other 2 are like, these trees are creepy.
Okay, so we either have to defeat the beast, but it'll most likely come back again whenever it comes back again, or to find the hero that didn't defeat the beast the last time and fuse it with the what is it? The heart of fervor? Huh? Revelry, yeah. Okay.
Reverie,
so,
the world, the dream world, reverie.
What? All right, I'm going to pull out the stone that she gave me.
It's a stone.
Pip, did you steal that from the body of the stone man that you done killed?
No, I don't keep trophies.
You were covered in his ichor.
That's
That
not
is
a trophy. That's not a trophy. Because I'm going to wash it off next time.
Yep. Are you collecting body parts? from
No.
the people that you murder.
No.
That would be creepy.
Oh, I know what she gave me this for. Now I remember. Okay, I put it away. It's okay, Dax. You're going to be the sharpest axe in the shed.
I'm going to have a shed?
We'll build you a shed.
You'll get to meet all the lady axes, and there'll be saws
We'll even put some
and
garden tools in there for you.
some
Oh
shears.
my. All the hoes in my shed.
Well done.
Oh, good. You picked that one up.
Yeah, Dax is not quick. I'm clever.
Okay. So we need to find the heart of revelry.
Reverie.
What is that?
It's a feeling of being at peace and home and one's own self.
My God, I think Dax just hit the nail on the head. He
So we
became
have
a
to-
hammer.
Okay. So we have to make his heart feel like he's at home? Oh, he doesn't feel like home on here in this plane. Oh.
This is a forest. We passed through some plains to get here.
We did.
And there goes the intelligence.
Jacoby,
It's one smart statement a game. That's it.
what did you guys do to make someone feel at home? Because, like, it's
Yeah.
different, like, for me versus, Dax. So what do you guys do?
I don't know, we'd make them a drink. We would maybe offer them a seat.
And offer them a seat. Okay. What makes you feel at home?
Mm. I don't know. Good music, a pounding beat. Guess that makes me feel at home.
So, what I'm hearing is they already got the drink because they're sucking up the river. What we really need is to drop a fat beat.
Yeah,
We need to have a dance party?
probably. Anyway.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
Heck yes. Let's do it.
Because there are, like, pixies have music parties and dance parties all the time.
Oh my gosh, they are so loud. I was at a pixie party the other night. Whew. They were up till dawn, beating on them drums, playing them little teeny
Wait.
tiny guitars.
The other night? Why don't you take Jacoby?
Well, he was asleep.
He
I
loves
wasn't
music,
gonna-
though.
I wasn't going to wake him.
Sounds like a thing you would do. Anyway.
Okay,
Anyway,
Jacoby, how would we do this in a forest that has no sound?
Suppose we need a drum.
Okay.
Jacoby, make me a mind roll. See if we can work this out.
I'm on disadvantage, aren't I, from the last complication? Which means my mind is on. I am on. So what's it? 2. So I'm only rolling the 1 die.
Yeah.
Hey, got it. 5.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know multiple ways to make music and make sound within anything that's lying around.
Yeah, cool.
If you hit a tree, you can make sound. You basically become a bard.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to do that then. I will walk up to the nearest tree and I will start, I'll grab I will grab, a stick or something and I'll start bashing it out. And there we go. I think, what can I do with a speciality? Can I make any kind of roll here or?
No, you just make music.
All right, cool.
As the sounds are coming out and you are creating your fat beats, so to speak,
Yeah, they were. Yep.
you're moving closer and closer into the forest. The sap that is covering this tree, the world scar in the center. It is, the closer you get, you start to notice that it starts to glow rather than just pulse like it was you saw from earlier. It's actually now starting to, with the beat of the music, start to flash faintly, as if light is now radiating from it instead of darkness.
Oh, wow.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
I assume that Pip has been to, fairy drum circles and parties and like that's inherent in a lot of fey creatures. So I'm
We
going
get
to
it. Pip is cool. She has friends. We get it. Okay.
I'm gonna Dax, we just need you to dance. Do some flip. Do a flip.
Dax does a barrel roll.
Wrong way.
Bunk as he lands
Actually,
in a tree and gets stuck there.
actually, Dax has the talent of dazzling dance.
See?
Really?
Yes, I will spend 1 spirit and make a number of creatures equal to my charm score, which is 2. Happy, not afraid.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. Yeah,
Nice.
I'm gonna help Jacoby out. So
Cool. As you are moving forward, then you realise that there are 2 other spirits around. They appear to be, one is a pixie, and one is, I forgot the name of it. What is it called?
Woodkin.
Yes, a woodkin.
Good guess, me.
I was thinking tree man, but that's obviously wrong system. But woodkin. These are very heroic looking spirits that have come out of the mists, very much like the Stone King did earlier,
okay.
who attacked you. But they are standing close to Dax, slowly.
These are the 2 spirits that I would like to move with my dazzling performance.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all. Move your legs. Look what I'm doing. Move like this. Come on. Yeah, I see you. You're pretty limber for a tree. Come on. Bend and sway. Let them branches blow in the breeze. Heck yeah, brother.
There's
Half of
no
your family
sound
comes-
coming from either of these, and so this tree, which is moving around and dancing and swaying, and leaves are going everywhere, there's still no sound coming from it.
Okay.
Sound is just not happening.
Could I try to make some sort of like wind chime or bell or something like that? Like I'm assuming we probably have metal and stuff like that, or
We need more cowbell.
like just make something, like tie a string around something so it clinks together, and give it to the spirits.
I'm going to guess that you've probably got like metal knives and forks and plates and things to eat food off, unless you.
Yeah.
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 So
Dax has none of that.
We just, put oil on you every once in a while. Gotta keep it
on
from
my birthday.
rusting. You oil your axes so you don't rust. It's like you oil your swords so they don't rust.
which one of you has the pleasure of rubbing oil into Dax?
We
They
just
take turns.
It got weird when he coughed once.
Mm.
Okay. So yeah, so I make like just bracelets or whatever that they can shakers out of whatever we have for metal that we can tie together with string.
Mm.
You give the pixie gets very excited, takes the plate and takes a spoon and starts bashing them together.
Yep.
And looks very, very excited, but there's no noise coming from them, but that plate and that spoon is like a small 2-year-old has discovered noise.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
As you continue forward and you've got this tune being created around you, and the axe, even though it is very much an inanimate object, looks like it's properly would win any dance-off competition that's going on, and you're still not quite sure how it's looking so funky and groovy when it's just an axe, but it does. It pulls it off. You come up to the tree, and the tree at the base, there is a big split in it. The sap is running down the sides around this entrance into the tree. Within the tree, it is the blackest black you have ever seen. It is Black 4.0. It is not owned by Nish Kumar. Not Nish Kumar?
Anish Kapoor.
Anish Kapoor. It is darker than that. But when you get there, another voice can be heard, coming from within the void. So, the heroes have come again. I see you have
That's right, we're
friends this
here.
time.
We're all buddies. We're all grooving. We got our music. You want to come out and dance?
I am already here and taking the world. Reverie will be mine.
Okay, but music and dance is part of the world, so if you're gonna take it all, you better come out here and get it. I reckon. Come on. See what moves you got.
Make me a charm.
Do, 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 do. I got a 4 and a 5.
Do you want to spend a spirit to not take the shadow, or do you want the shadow and the extra information?
I will take the shadow and the extra information.
Cool. So, you realize that this is not the void talking to you. This is a different feeling to that void that talks to you every now and then in the back of your head and tells you things about blood. This has a different feeling. This is likely then to be the spirit of the hero who killed the beast. And yeah, it is wanting to come out of the forest, of the tree, of the void, but there's something stopping it. And you can't. You know it wants to come and join you and dance, but it can't.
Oh, come on now. Are you shy? Am I going to have to come in there and bring you out myself? I'm
I
stronger
would
than I
not
look.
recommend that.
His voice has now changed for some reason. I've gone a different way with it.
I would not recommend coming in, for you will never
You're just
leave.
intimidated by my moves. Oh, come on. It can't be that bad. And if it is, that's all the more reason to come join the party.
For me to join, I need to be free.
Well, everybody's free to join the party. We ain't charging nothing.
I don't mean free in that sense.
Are you stuck? Is that the problem?
You could look at it that way.
You know, one time, for a couple 100 years, I was stuck in a hole myself. It was a hole that I made in some poor dwarf's face. And the goblin what throwed me, I was on the goblin side. I never told you, Pip. I didn't want you to think lesser of me. The goblin what throwed me just left me. I'm pretty sure they died immediately after they threw me because I'm their axe. And if you throw your axe and you're in a fight, it's not going to work out well for you. Anyway, I was stuck in this dwarf's face hole for probably about 374 years. But then, you know how I got out? My friends came along and they rescued me. And she said, "Hey, there's an axe in that skull. I reckon I can get a couple dollars for that." And she pulled me out, and it turns out it wasn't just an axe, it was the axe. So, the
Oh,
moral of my story is friendship will pull you out of this hole. Do you want to be my friend? I'm a pretty cool guy for an axe.
My friends all died fighting the void.
Yeah, we got them here too.
They're out here
Check-
dancing.
Yeah, check out the moves on that woodkin. If he can get his groove back, so can you. So come on. Don't make me send Jacoby in there after you. He got big, strong arms. He will pull you right out.
I'll pull you out.
The offers are grand. For me to exit, one must replace me. You do not unplug a stream and not replace the plug, for then a flood will come.
Tough voice, huh?
Okay. So in order to pull him out, we have to replace him.
Well, damn.
Or figure out a way to hold back, dam it up. All right, let's try to think outside the box here. Jacoby, what do you got?
So we can pull him out, but he needs something else to dam it.
Yup. Do we have anything like that?
I do, actually.
Do you?
My shadow could do it.
Your what?
My shadow. Sometimes it moves.
Is
sometimes
corruption.
Yeah. All right. So, Dave, I've got a power, which is your shadow detaches from your body and can perform tasks using your trait scores until the end of the scene. I'm thinking, what if I put we pull him out of there and I put my shadow in there? It'll last for one scene, so it's a temporary solution.
Oh, okay. So it's a temporary solution, but that
I'll allow it. I'm not
Okay.
going to say no.
Okay. Idea.
Remember, we are
I-
building the world together. So
Yeah.
I know. How okay. I have an idea
Let's hear it.
for all of us to add something of our corruptions into this. Because I have the ability to mold flesh.
That will
So
not
if
help
you-
you with me.
No,
Hang on.
no. But
No, but
I can transmute a willing creature to it looks like another creature of similar size, but there's a possibility that could possibly actually make your shadow into an actual thing.
Oh, and then it can be in the hole. I like that.
And then if we can get Dax to do something too, if you can get creative with something, maybe we can add our corruption into this instead.
It works. Yeah, I like it. That's awesome.
Hmm,
What do you got?
Dax doesn't have anything. Oh, I know exactly what will happen. Dax will cut your shadow free. He is an axe. He will cut your shadow off of your body.
Well, no, my shadow can detach by itself, though. So
That's for limited time. This is
it
permanent.
is for limited time. But if you want, you
I got it.
Oh!
I got it now. You're gonna do
Okay.
it. You're gonna Peter Pan this.
I'm
Yeah.
going to pan his Peter. That is correct.
Getting filthy there, Bryce. All right.
This is,
I'm loving this. I'm loving
Darker
this.
Days After Dark. Okay, so all of us essentially corrupt ourselves to try and create life from corruption to
This'll
plug
work
a
out well.
hole.
Like a hole.
Cool. I'll give you choice here. So
Okay.
because you're being very brilliantly inventive with the way you're doing things and the corruption and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll give you two ways that you can solve this. You can do the actual mechanical game version of this, which is you would all roll. You'd do a group test, which is you'd all roll the same thing, and you all need to succeed. If one of you fails, the whole thing fails.
Yep.
But if you get the two successes, you can pass off a success to somebody else.
Yeah.
Or because of the way that you have framed this, you all take and fill up your shadow, and you take the next level of corruption, but you don't have to roll anything.
So if we fill up our next level of corruption, we're not out of the game forever.
No.
I mean, it's a one shot, but we're
Yeah.
not sacrificing our characters.
Yeah. So what you are doing is, thought wise, is you would be sacrificing your own life
Essentially,
to, but not dying, but taking yourself to darker
Right.
ways to free somebody else that may possibly stem the void for longer.
That sounds like a
works.
good.
Let's do that.
That works for me. Yeah.
I say we do
yeah.
that.
I'm comfortable with that.
I'm
Yeah, 'cause
comfortable
after
filling
roll
up the
dice, I will
old
roll
shadow.
two
Alright.
twos or something dumb.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, obviously take all of that. If this was a longer game, that would have quite severe consequences.
Yeah.
But this is obviously the one shot. So describe to me what happens now. How do we get the shadow? How does it become a thing? And then how does it fill the hole?
It is late afternoon here in the forest primeval corrupted version. The shadows stretch long to the east as the sun sinks in the western sky. Jacoby's shadow stretches out on the ground. Jacoby moves his arms in such a way that the shadow begins to slowly go out of sync with him as it detaches. Dax will start at the feet, running his razor sharp head, right, Hina, along the soles of his friend's feet, severing the shadow, leaving it to Pip to fill with her magic, with her. Somebody wants treats to fill to fill with her essence, to send into the darkness at the base of the massive tree.
Okay. So once Dax is done doing his stuff, I'm going to ask Jacoby if he wants it to look like him or something else.
If it didn't look like me, it wouldn't be my shadow.
Okay. So then so she is going to take the corruption that she can wield and start to mold his shadow to look like him. The only exception being is that he will have flame marks in some of his spots, because that is how her corruption takes hold. And she will make it look almost exactly like him. And when she steps back, she motions for Jacoby to make it alive. How would you do that?
Well, I can sever it from myself. Hang on, so it's already been severed permanently by
Physically,
Dax?
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
We'll say that you can control the shadow. The shadow obeys your
Yeah.
will.
It does, yeah. So I guess I'll do that. So do I need to take another corruption point, or that's all? Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Mark one shadow. Yep.
All right, and then my suggestion would be that we all reach out to pull the other hero out.
Yeah.
And not like literally push your guy, but like actually like help him into the tree. Like be nice about it. Like
Yeah.
still be heroes. But yeah, like I know Dax doesn't really have hands, but like just being a part of the process, like
Dax is massively strong. Dax is the strongest person here. So
just yeah. So how everybody helping to pull out the hero that's stuck in there, and then
all right, everybody on
helping
three.
Jacoby's shadow in.
1, 2,
Yeah.
heave.
Yep.
Yeah, we push the shadow in.
As you heave, a form starts to appear slowly from the shadows, or from the void, the darkness, the blackness. As it comes out, Jacoby's shadow form, meat puppet thing, steps in to the shadows. As it comes out, as you bring out the other hero, the form that begins to appear is of a great mane shaggy, golden hair, a face with large, sharp teeth comes out. You are pulling out the great hero of the ages, the paragon, the lion, the heart, the pride of reverie. It comes out slowly. First one paw, then another. The two dancing friends that you have made see what is happening and move to help as they realize their friend is soon to be free of the void. Finally, the tail is the last thing that is to be removed from the void as the final foot of the meat puppet, shadow thing, entity, whatever we want to call it, disappears. The foot
Our
disappears before the tail is free. There's a snap. And suddenly, as if something is closing rapidly. The paragon falls out of the void, missing its tail. The pulsating presence of the beast lessens, as if sated. The void that you see shrinks. The split in the world. Split? I forget the name.
The world scar.
World scar begins to close. The void has been lessened for the time being. At great cost to yourselves, you have become more disfigured. There are more burn marks upon Pip. Dax rusts as if you have been left in a stream, a muddy stream, for years. Chikobe, you become thinner, gaunter, paler, as if you have not eaten for years. You turn to see the three old heroes of ages past, clasping each other in joy, a joy that is now no longer part of you. You have saved the hero, and you have closed this one point where the void was escaping. But the void has not finished yet. It calls to you in the back of your mind.
You will be mine soon.
And there we shall end it. Very, very quick story. Very, very quick story, but
That was fun.
That's fun.
it's a really
I
nice.
love the setting so much.
Yeah, it's your bog standard fantasy setting, but you can do a lot
Yeah.
of fun with it.
And like every standard generic fantasy setting, problems were solved with a dance-off.
I really like the so the way that I had the story planned in my head from having read it and the way it's kind of written in the book, it went instantaneously the wrong way. But because this is a world building thing that we all work together to build, it doesn't matter whether the story doesn't go the way you want it to do, because you all get to build it yourself. So yeah, that was obviously a very, very quick look at the game. Didn't do all the full rules. There was no real magic involved in that, and we kind of story told the last bit rather than did the rules, but I think that worked.
That's all right. Yeah.
So, what did you all think? Did you enjoy the game? Did you enjoy the system? Blah blah blah. Give us a quick view.
Yeah,
view
totally
of it.
cool. as I said, I don't know, like just sort of coming in saying, okay, someone's playing this, I'm playing a human, and it was this idea of someone who's in a dream world, and it just stuck with me that what if this is someone who, again, because I've sort of gotten into EDM and sort of rave culture a little bit. It was this idea of what if this is a raver who's either done something horrible or had something horrible happen to him, who's in an ICU after taking a massive overdose.
You
on
got
something.
isekai'd.
That was. I don't know what that is. That is not a reference I get. But anyway,
Isekai is a Japanese anime manga subgenre.
well, I don't know it. But anyway, I just really like that. That idea stuck with me, and I was like, yeah, what if he's a guy who's in an ICU? Yeah, it's more. I don't know if you ever saw it. It's an English remake. No, I can't remember which one it was. There's a English show called Life on Mars where that happens.
Brilliant show, really good show.
Yeah. Where you've got a character who thinks he's gone back, and he may well have gone back in time, but he's also probably in some kind of deep coma in the ICU. So yeah, that was an idea that
I think with that kind of idea, if you're going to play a longer game, you could really start to have some really interesting interactions with that voice of the void. Because one of the things they say in the book, and we saw a bit of it, is the void does talk to the heroes. It does play on their conscience. So each time you take a shadow and you start to fall to the corruption, it talks to you more, and it starts to pull you away from your heroic nature of you want to save the world. And so it starts to play on your insecurities and fears. And so I think there could be a lot of really interesting, thought-provoking things happening within that. Obviously, if you're playing this with children, that's obviously not something we'd recommend you do.
I don't know, but I was sitting there thinking, like you say, like he gets older, and I was thinking, like, his hair's falling out, and he finds this little wire sticking out the side of his head, which is in the real world. What we do, because where I work, we often put in these things called EVDs, which is an extraventricular drain, which we will often do if you've got an overabundance of the method of draining cerebrospinal fluid. So it's this. So because we're using work knowledge in games. So it's if you have sort of particular, I've seen it happen a couple of times where you've had people who've overdosed on party drugs, where they'll often they'll turn their frontal lobes into runny eggs, and that's one of the ways that we can alleviate some of the pressure from that. So it's me thinking that as things would go on, he'd sort of find more things from the real world would be in maybe popping in. Like he might find, his hospital tag around his arm or something.
Never-ending story, but even darker.
Even darker!
Oh, God.
Even darker. It's like, no, please don't do that.
As if you couldn't get dark enough already. We're like, let's take it up to 11.
I never, because I never saw, I know, because Neverending Story is already pretty dark. I never bothered with any. With this, I remember watching the sequel and it being, I don't remember. I think the fact that what's his name, Jonathan Brandis, is in the sequel, and because he committed suicide quite early, which I think is sort of makes it a bit darker as well. But I think it's more just when the stories around it or whatnot. But anyway,
cool. It was good to have you back on the show and actually have you in a game as well, Pete. So it's good to see you again.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
thank you. We still owe our listeners a review of Blade Runner like a year after the fact. But anyway,
well, I think we're about 3 years late now on that one. But yeah.
Oh shit! I think I don't know. Anyway.
We certainly do. I've got opinions on that one. So
yeah,
cool. Right, Crystal.
Yeah,
you've obviously read the book. You backed the Kickstarter.
All the Kickstarters.
Yeah.
All of the Kickstarters. I have all of the special edition books.
They actually delivered?
They delivered. Craig is actually really good with the Kickstarter. He has like 90% of the book written by the time he starts the Kickstarter. So he generally has everything pretty well on its way before he even starts up the Kickstarter. And so yeah, I have all of the books. They're gorgeous. The art is awesome and super inclusive, which is really cool to see. And I love Neverending Story. I love high fantasy, and I love like dark high fantasy. And so like Neverending Story has always been one of those that fits both of those so well for me. So as soon as he said, good strong hands, and like he was starting to put together that idea, that line from there was literally his inspiration to write the story and the game setting. So
And you can see, if you know the full quote, it's like build this world with these good strong hands. It kind of fits with the whole quote is this game. You are building the world together, and I think that's it's
you're
a
both
very
building the
simple
world
line
and
that
it's crumbling around you at the same time.
Yeah.
taken such a simple thing but made it super usable as a concept within a game. And I think for me, it's the one thing that kind of makes it stand to the side of all the other kind of generic high fantasy games is that collective world building whilst the world is being destroyed.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
And one of the things that he did with the expansion is that he gave you more like story threads to work with, but also story threads to build around as well. So that was like a really cool way to tie everything together.
yeah, so in like the core book that you buy on drive-through, it gives you 16 kind of story hooks and story plots, which give you a prologue, iffy things to kind of you can kind of go to these places in the middle, and then an epilogue. But it also gives you a trilogy setting, a way to kind of form a longer campaign, and it talks about how to form a longer campaign. Talks about how to make it darker, how to make it kid friendly, and it's superly for such a small book. It's like only about 140 odd pages. It's really, really quite short.
Yeah.
They pack in a lot. And I wish more games would understand that you don't need to write a 400 page rule book with 8-point writing, not looking at you, OPP. Sorry. Anyway, Chig.
Perfect.
Yes.
Thoughts?
I loved the characters that we made up. I
the fact that you
the,
get to make up your own character, I assume,
Mhm.
really leans with you. And you're
yeah. I'm not. I don't like playing first level fighters who are also a dwarf. Yeah, it just massive creativity allowable in the game. Like,
Mhm.
I didn't go into the forest planning to have a dance off, but it worked. It came in fairly, you know,
Organically.
yeah, organically. Thank you.
I had to
It
do a
worked
lot
out
of
really
very
well.
rapid thinking as to how the fuck I'm going to finish the story with a dance off.
You're
you for that.
welcome.
It worked so well though. Like it just it made sense.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
also
it worked.
I
It
love the
works.
fact that even if it's dark, we can still be a little silly with it and think outside the box and not have to have this huge epic blood and gore battle, but still have dark things happen to our characters.
And we could have had a fun and exciting blood and gore battle, but Dax is not
I-
a fan of blood.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
the
true.
story is you're meant to either fight the beast or fight the hero, or make the hero feel good like you did. And so it kind of heavily leans, the way that the story is written in the book is leaning towards fighting a lot of things. You had one fight, you were meant to
One-hit
fight some
wonder.
other things, but I think the fact that it allows as well that freedom to kind of not
Choose whether you do it
railroad-
or not.
yeah, not railroad
And that's
combat thing.
that's really good for a game that isn't necessarily designed specifically for kids, but that is designed to be used, played by kids if that's a choice. Because violence isn't always the answer.
Yep.
That's a lesson that everybody should learn.
Yeah.
And kids
And,
will always choose something you do not expect. And
Nope.
if you've
Also
got
that.
if you've got
I
a
love
world
it.
and
I
story
love
that
it.
doesn't have a set ending, it allows the kids to really just run free and do whatever they want. And it makes for really fun entertainment as a storyteller, because
Yep.
then you have to really think on your feet.
Yep. I think so. I'm gonna prop up the fact that it was nominated for an Emmy in 2022. And if for those of you who do not know, the Emmys are awards that are given out during Gen Con every year, and the judges go through and they pick out their favorites, and then it's voted on by fans. And you do not have to be attending Gen Con to vote. Everybody can vote. So I highly suggest that as fans, you go and check out the Emmys every year. They usually start doing the announcements for the Emmys and who got nominated like late May, early June.
It's a really good way to support independence
Mhm.
and indie arts over those massive companies out there. So,
Yep. And I know I've mentioned Emmys before, with Pip System, and so yeah, so this was nominated. It didn't win, unfortunately. I can't remember the game that won, but I know that
was it
the
Thirsty
game.
Sword Lesbian Year?
No, because this was nominated for Best Family Game and Best Rules. Thirsty Sword Lesbian won the Best Rules, but I cannot remember what the Best Family Game was.
In 2022?
Yeah.
Was it Wander Home?
I think it was Wander Home, yeah. So that was some stiff competition. Cause
That
yeah,
year
Wander
was-
Home is good.
I think maybe this probably didn't win family as well, because it does have that quite dark side to it as well. It's not specifically.
I don't. So, I mean, like, it was nominated, and then the fans vote on it, and Wander Home has a huge fan base. So, like, if you're going up against a game that has a huge fan base, you're already at a disadvantage. Unfortunately, that's kind of how that works. So that's why I like to encourage people, like, every single year, check out the Emmys. You can follow them on social media. The IGDN, which is the
Independent Game Designer Network.
Yep, Independent Game Designer Network also puts out like announcements and stuff about it. So if you don't want to follow Gen Con because you're salty about it for some reason or another, because I know there are people that protest about it, and that's cool. Like, you don't have to like Gen Con, but check it out so you can support games that are like awesome. Because like, Good Strong Hands is amazing. Wander Home was amazing. Like, all the games that are nominated are really good games. So
Yeah,
and,
the
and
Indies
keep
are
an
great.
eye out on Gen Con, because this year there might be a DDR thing happening. We hope a few of us are going to be there.
hoping. I'm putting together proposals.
Nice.
Pete,
You always try to go to Gen Con, don't you, Bryce? I know you've been there a few times.
I've been there about 7 times.
Oh,
I wasn't
wow.
able to go last year, but yeah, I would like to go again this year. So, job willing, if I can get the time off, I will go to Gen Con this year. And Crystal's there all the time. I think she lives like 3 blocks away. So
I don't.
do not stalk Crystal.
But please don't. I mean, it's in a totally different state, so that's all good.
Go to Indianapolis to stalk Crystal, please.
I took a PAX Oz off last year. I need to come back because I caught COVID at the one the year before. So
yeah,
I was debating. I'll do something for PAX Oz this year. Or at least I'll
go to
propose it.
Mike goes to PAX Unplugged every year. Terry from Mage the Podcast lives in the area.
There you go.
So.
I love Philadelphia. I want to go to PAX Australia too. That's at some point I want to get down there.
Damn straight, it'll be fun. I may not.
Go
I may
to
not
the-
have. I may not have the amazing apartment that is, 500 meters away from the convention center, which is what I've got now. But yeah,
When is PAX Australia?
October.
It's
generally.
usually October.
Okay.
They
in
haven't
the
it's-
spring.
It's right
My-
around the time that Game Con is.
Okay.
My small amount of inside baseball. They announce it right after they essentially lock in the convention center, and they will generally put tickets up on sale the moment they announce it because they need to recoup the. No, I'm being serious.
Valid.
No,
No,
yeah,
that's valid.
that's legit.
It's the entirety. They book the convention, the entirety of the convention center, and so no, it's literally okay. It's for 3 days. Yeah, that's $15-20 million. So they need to recoup that cost. So once they have it locked down, they say, yeah, we've got the entire convention center for this 3 days. Then it's like, all right, and tickets are on sale. Please buy the 3-day passes, which are $150 a piece. Because I think they had something like 80,000 through on one day. So it's a big.
Wow.
I mean, by Australian standards, it's the biggest con we have. I have no idea how many show up at Gen Con. Also, it's not just
7 million.
well, whatever. But all right. So,
No.
yeah.
Not quite that many.
Not quite that many. 50,000 was the largest, and that was the 50th anniversary of it.
That makes sense. Yeah. But also,
I was there.
PAX
Isn't
Oz
it
is-
just
I was there
however many
too.
hotels are available in Indianapolis at the time?
Oh no, they always sell out every.
They
single one at
overbook them
single
every
hotel.
single
As I
time.
said,
Yep.
however many rooms that they can legally sell.
There's no regulation.
It ends up becoming a massive Airbnb rule, doesn't it? Because everyone all of a sudden,
And then
You
everyone
know.
gets their Airbnb canceled like the week before because they realize there's a huge convention and they can make more money.
Mhm.
oh well, it gets even worse in Australia. Don't you worry.
Yeah,
Um,
I've got an Airbnb booked, and I'm very much worried that this is going to happen.
I don't know if you have it in. Again, this is totally a side project. You can edit this out. I don't know if our listeners need to know this. No, in Australia, you use Airbnb as a loophole, so rich people can get another house.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
essentially
it's a
what they.
rental
Yeah,
property. Yeah.
yep.
Yeah. So what you do is you buy a second property, and if you have enough money to essentially paying the mortgage off on that second property, you stick some friends in it for a reasonable cost, for a week or two, or and then you jack up the price of it to like $3,000 a night or something ridiculous. So obviously no one's ever going to sit in it, but then you can claim the entirety of your mortgage repayments as a loss. So you can make
Yep.
so you can have like, I'm paying $70,000 a year in mortgage repayments on this Airbnb property that's not actually selling, and then you can claim all your repayments back as a tax write-off. So you can pay
Yay,
$70,000,
capitalism.
get $70,000 back from the tax man. So it's a massive loophole that
Yeah, that's
we
about
kind
right.
of voted- it's a massive loophole that we kind of voted a government in that would start closing loopholes, and they just freaks. But anyway,
We should just hope for more cities like New York, which is basically banning Airbnb. But anyway, that's a rant for another day. Or when we come
Barcelona,
off
yeah.
stream, or videoing or
Live
whatever
to
this
tape.
is.
Live to tape.
oh yeah, I expect the last bit to just be irrelevant clip. But anyway,
This is all going in the video, Pete. You're now framed for life. No more Airbnbs for you. But right, cool.
That's all right.
So we'll just wrap up the video then for this. Thank you all three of you for joining us for this. This is the first game that we're playing for the year. We are, as Darker Days Radio, slightly changing, I feel, over this year. We've got different plans to what we usually do. I think there's going to be more actual plays and other systems being discussed. So do look out for that. We are recording again tomorrow, I think. And we're going to be starting a delve into Imperium Maledictum, which is a 40k game, Warhammer game. Gutter Punk 40k, so I'm really excited about that. And then we're going to look at some other games as we go out through the year. So do keep an eye out for those. I'm not quite sure how to end this because this is a video and all of in the video notes, the show notes below, we'll have all of our social medias.
Yes, come follow us on social media. Join our Discord.
All that
Join our
usual.
Discord because social media was never a good idea, and it is now dying. So please come join us on our Discord. We have
Yeah.
many active users. We chit chat back and forth all day. I
Yes.
personally have no life, so I'm always there.
Chig is an
Come say hi.
optimist.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever said that about me before.
Mm.
Discord, because that's where we all are. You'll find us
Yep.
all there. Social
yeah.
media, we're all on various different platforms, and that's now the problem.
Oh yeah, and it's all crap anyway. But yeah, and Discord, I reckon's got another year or two in it before before
Someone buys it and
I
makes
reckon
us pay
before
for it.
Meta decides to buy it, and the guys who behind Discord are like, we're getting paid $1 billion, we can't say no, and it's like, yeah, okay.
Anyway,
Back
Don't
to
say
dump
that.
truck full of money up to our house.
Yeah.
sign up
Not
now
made
before
it.
they make you pay for it.
Basically, yeah, which reminds me, I need to turn my nitro off. But anyway, all right.
Anyway, cool. So yeah, all that's in the show notes. It'll be in the show notes of the podcast episode, and it'll be in the show notes of the YouTube video. It's been wonderful to play a game, and we shall be back for more. Goodbye.
Good night.
Bye.